So now we're going to start working on the train assembly. As you can tell from this picture here, this is how basically the train is going to be put together. For most of these pieces, I think all these pieces, you're going to actually use a new assembly feature called the insert button. So I'm going to go to CAD, press the I button, go to new, and we will be using an assembly. Again, remember there are part files, assembly files, drawing files, and standard presentations, which is an explosion. So we're going to open up our standard assembly. And once it opens, we're going to find all of the parts. Actually, we'll probably just do one at a time. It's helpful to first place the train body. So you're going to press on place. Do not press the arrow down there, press the actual part. So right now this is on AutomoBlocks. You need to find your iDrive in your IED folder. Now I don't have that. You should. So I have a train folder in there. You should have in your IED folder a train folder. And we're going to first open up or place the body. So I'm going to scroll out and click once. Then I'm going to hit escape. And I think the most difficult thing to place in here or assemble is the cow catcher. So we're going to do that first. So I pressed place just to be clear, and then double clicked on the cow catcher and tapped it in there once. Now I'm going to press constraint. And like I said before, the new feature that we're going to use is insert. So this right here is an opposed insert versus like an aligned insert. So basically we need to figure out if I want that piece to touch that, what's going to touch it. Most students actually click this. If you click that though, you'll see there's space in between, which is not what we want. So let's say hypothetically that I applied it and now it's in there. If you remember, to delete that constraint, we're just going to open that up. So I press the plus and then I'm going to delete it. Anytime that things aren't working, just go back and delete the constraints and start again. So I'm going to press constraint, press insert, and I want to place that here. And instead of putting it at the edge, we're going to put it at the back. I'm going to press apply. Now, it looks pretty good right now, except it can still move. You always want to check if it can move. So right now I can see it still moves. So I'm going to do another constraint. And I want to place it like this so that I have access to everything. So I'm going to touch here. And there. Now, if you do this and there's an error, there are two things that could have gone wrong. Either you pressed the wrong areas, or your dimensions are wrong. The dimensions being wrong is very common. So now I'm going to place the wheels, and there are 4 of them. And then I'm going to hit escape. Constraint. Make sure you click on insert. Now the back of this is going to touch there. Press apply. The back of that touches there. Press apply. The back of that touches there. Press apply. Some students will click here, but that's not what we'll touch there. So right here, you need to be constantly thinking, what is actually going to be aligned? And press apply. Next thing I'm going to do is the linkage arm. There are 2 linkage arms. A very common issue are your dimensions for this. If it's messed up, it's not going to work. So I'm going to go back in, press the insert button, click there, and click there, because you want to constantly be thinking of what's touching. And if I click on the top half of this, some students will click here, but you want to click on top of that. Maybe not. Sometimes switching between these two will help. So click there. Again, make sure you do insert. Press apply. I like to ground the train body, so that's a right clicking on it. You go down to ground option, and so this won't really move anymore, but the rest of it should move, which is nice, because then you can see how it works. So let's bring in the stack, constrain, insert again, right here, touches right there. I'm going to bring in the hitch magnet and the hitch peg. Insert, click there, and click there, and then here, and here. There are just a couple more things to do. There are 4 hitch pegs, or linkage pegs, sorry, and 4 axle pegs. So the axle pegs go in there, and make sure you're using the insert feature. And then finally, you're going to do again insert and finish it up. Make sure you're touching the right pieces. And this is your train, all assembled. and save it.